Alright guys, Head to Coast is coming up, so we are in a cramped truck. This is probably actually more room than you're actually going to have, but we wanted to show you a couple exercises you can do if you're hanging out either right after your run, having to shoot up to the next runner, or perhaps you just ran and you need to kind of loosen up a little bit. So just a couple exercises you can do. The first one is just, honestly, it's about just kind of staying loose and staying mobile. So just little rocks side to side, trying to practice on stretching the outside of your shin, those peroneal muscles, and then coming back and forth. So really good, especially if you tend to pronate when you run, this would be a good one for you. And then you can do heel to toe rocks as well. So rolling onto the toe, drawing that heel up, and then probably more importantly, resting into your heel and trying to draw those toes up towards your shin. So you might get a little calf stretch in there. If you want to go a little more passive, maybe you can lengthen out. Ultimately, we'd have our legs straight, but you're probably not going to have that space. So again, just drawing that heel towards the bottom of the seat, pulling those toes back and feeling a little stretch in the back of your calf. If you have a super buddy, my super buddy Erica over here is going to help me stretch. So I'm going to cross over, put my leg across all my teammates, and she's just going to push forward on my toes while I kind of lean in here. If in a perfect world, if you can get both legs up, even better. But here, definitely a big stretch calves and hamstrings as well. Last two, inside of the vehicle will be, if you're seated, just pushing down on the knee just lightly, and then focusing on that stretch here in your glutes. If you want to lift up on the toes, you'll get a little deeper stretch, or if you have some piled up, placing your foot on top of, you'll get a deeper stretch as well. And then the last one, inside the vehicle, hands back behind the head. Then you're going to draw a big inhale, expanding that rib cage while you arch up through that mid to upper back, and then rest down. Really squeeze those shoulder blades together, open up that chest, and come back in. Just make sure you're not folding in that low back. We really want to lift from that thoracic spine. And then, if you're outside, maybe waiting for your next runner to come in, then we'll just do a few stretches on the outside. So level 1 for hip flexor, we're just going to push your hips forward without creating that anterior tilt. You still want to stay tucked, and then you can reach upward. Great stretch to release the hip flexors and maybe a little tightness in the low back. If you want a level 2, a little deeper stretch, foot on the tire, and then you might sink down a little bit into a lunge, still drawing the hips forward, staying tucked, and doing that same exact thing. And then lastly, you might have that other just hamstring stretch. If you can't get it across there, you can always draw it here. I'm not really focusing on trying to get too much of the stretch from a hamstring here. I'm more so focusing on drawing that foot forward while in a little bit of a passive range in the hamstring. So hopefully those will help kind of keep you loose. Make sure to do just some dynamic warm-ups. We have another video of running dynamic warm-ups. Check that one out right before your run would be ideal. But these ones, again, great post-run. Have a great event. We'll see you soon.